Have you ever felt like your life is on the edge of something big? Like you're standing at the threshold of a massive transformation, but you can't quite put your finger on what it is? That feeling isn't random, it's a sign. A sign that your soul is getting ready to ascend, to step into a higher level of existence. But here's the thing, ascension isn't something that happens out of nowhere. It's not a single moment, like flipping a switch. It's a process, a journey, and along the way, there are signs, powerful, undeniable signs letting you know that you're about to cross into a higher dimension of being. But let's start with something important. What does it mean to ascend? For some of us, the word ascension feels mysterious, almost mystical, like something reserved for saints, ancient sages, or enlightened beings. But the truth is, ascension is available to all of us. It's not about leaving this world behind or escaping reality. It's about transcending the limitations of your old self. It's about shedding the layers of fear, doubt, and ego so you can align with your truest, highest self. It's about moving into a state of living where you're not just surviving, you're thriving. You're connected. You're free. Before we dive into these 7 signs, I want you to take a deep breath. Feel the energy within you. Do you feel that quiet pull? That stirring within your heart? That's the first sign that you're on this path. Something inside of you knows you're ready for more. Something inside of you knows you're being called to rise. The first sign chosen one's experience before ascension is a profound sense of detachment. You may have noticed it recently, the things that once excited you, the things that used to hold so much importance, suddenly feel meaningless. It's not that you don't care anymore, it's that you're starting to see through the illusions. The things society told you to chase, money, validation, status, no longer satisfy you. You're beginning to realize they were never meant to. And while this can feel disorienting, even lonely, it's one of the clearest signs that your soul is preparing to ascend. Because to rise, you must first let go of what weighs you down.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lessons.
But here's the question, what are you still holding on to that no longer serves you? Is it a belief? A relationship? A version of yourself that you've outgrown? Be honest. Because letting go isn't easy, but it's necessary. You can't step into your higher self while clinging to the old. The second sign is a heightened sensitivity to energy. Have you noticed that you're feeling more deeply these days? That you can sense the emotions of others, the mood of a room, or even the energy of the planet itself? As you ascend, your awareness expands. You become more attuned to the subtle vibrations of the world around you. But this can also feel overwhelming. You might find yourself needing more time alone, more space to recharge. You might feel drained by crowds or unsettled by negativity. And that's okay. It's part of the process. Your sensitivity is a gift. It's how you'll navigate this new dimension of existence. But it also means you need to protect your energy. So let me ask you, how are you caring for your energy right now? Are you setting boundaries? Are you creating space for rest, reflection, and renewal? Because as you ascend, self-care isn't just important, it's essential. The third sign is one of the most challenging, yet beautiful, the collapse of your old life. I know this sounds dramatic, but hear me out. Have you felt like your life is falling apart lately? Like the things you once relied on, your job, your relationships, your plans are crumbling right before your eyes? This isn't a punishment, it's a clearing. The universe is making space for your new life, your higher path. But here's the tricky part: when you're in the middle of it, it feels like chaos. It feels like loss. And it's easy to wonder, why is this happening to me? But what if, instead of asking why me, you ask, what is this trying to teach me? Because every challenge, every ending is creating space for something greater, and you're being asked to trust, to surrender, to let go of what was so you can step into what's meant to be. But let's pause for a moment. I want to ask you something deeply personal. What scares you most about change? Is it the uncertainty, the loss of control, the fear of failure? Whatever it is, I want you to know this: you are strong enough for this. You wouldn't be experiencing this transformation if you weren't ready for it. The universe never gives us more than we can handle, and you, my friend, are ready to rise. As we move deeper into understanding the signs of ascension, I want you to pause and reflect on something. Have you noticed how much of this journey is happening within you? Yes, there may be external changes, relationships shifting, careers ending, new opportunities arising, but the real transformation is internal. It's like the universe has pressed a reset button on your soul, and now everything within you is being rewired, realigned, and reawakened. This is the heart of ascension. It's not about escaping reality, it's about creating a new one, starting from within. Let's continue with the fourth sign: intense inner conflict. I know what you're thinking: how can inner conflict be a sign of ascension? But hear me out. Have you ever felt like there are two versions of you battling inside? One part of you clings to the familiar, the safe, the predictable. And the other part of you, the one connected to your higher self, keeps whispering, there's more. You're meant for more. It's like a tug of war between your old self and your ascending self. And it's exhausting. But this inner conflict is necessary. It's the friction that sparks transformation. You see, your old self is rooted in fear, in patterns and beliefs that kept you safe in the past but no longer serve you. Ascension requires you to shed those layers, to step into a new version of yourself that is aligned with love, trust, and authenticity. And that process can feel messy. It can feel like you're losing yourself. But you're not. You're finding yourself. You're becoming who you were always meant to be. So let me ask you something profound. Which voice are you listening to right now? The voice of fear or the voice of love? The answer will tell you everything you need to know about where you are on your journey. And remember, it's okay to feel scared. It's okay to feel uncertain. But don't let fear make your decisions for you. Trust the part of you that knows the way forward, even if the path isn't clear yet. The fifth sign of ascension is a powerful one: synchronicities and divine guidance. Have you been noticing strange coincidences lately? Like you think about someone and they call you, or you keep seeing the same numbers: -111, 222, 333 everywhere you go. These aren't random. They're signs. The universe is speaking to you, guiding you, and reminding you that you're not alone on this journey. Synchronicities are like breadcrumbs on the path of ascension. They're meant to reassure you, to nudge you in the right direction, to let you know you're exactly where you're meant to be. But here's the key: you have to pay attention. You have to trust that these signs are real, that they're not just your imagination. Because the more you trust them, the more they'll appear. It's like tuning into a higher frequency. You start to notice things you couldn't see before. Let me share a secret with you. The universe isn't random. It's precise. It's intelligent. And it's always communicating with you. The question is, are you listening? Are you open to the guidance being offered to you? are you brushing it off as coincidence? Because the moment you start to believe, the moment you start to follow the signs, is the moment your life begins to flow in ways you never thought possible. Now let's talk about the sixth sign, a deep craving for solitude and stillness. As you ascend, you'll likely find yourself craving time alone. It's not because you're antisocial or disconnected, it's because your soul is craving space to integrate all the changes happening within you. Ascension is like downloading a massive update for your spirit, and solitude is the time you need to let that update install. In solitude, you reconnect with your essence. You hear the whispers of your soul. You gain clarity on your purpose and your path. But in a world that's constantly demanding your attention, it can be hard to honor this craving. Society tells us we need to be busy, productive, always on. But Ascension asks you to slow down, to unplug, to sit in the stillness and listen to the wisdom within. So, let me ask you, when was the last time you truly sat in silence? Not scrolling through your phone, not filling the void with distractions, but simply being present with yourself. If it's been a while, I encourage you to gift yourself that time. Because in the stillness, you'll find the answers you've been searching for. Finally, we arrive at the seventh and most profound sign, a sense of oneness with everything. This is the ultimate marker of ascension, the moment you realize that you are not separate from the world around you. You are not alone. You are connected to the trees, the sky, the stars, the people around you. You are a part of something infinite, something divine. This sense of oneness doesn't come from the mind. It comes from the heart. It's a feeling, a knowing that transcends words. It's the moment you see yourself in others, when you recognize that the pain of the world is your pain, and its joy is your joy. It's the moment you realize that love is not something you give or receive, it's something you are. But let me ask you, can you feel it? Even if just for a moment, can you feel the truth of your connection to all that is? Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let that truth wash over you, because that's where you're heading. That's what Ascension is leading you toward. A life of love, unity, and purpose. So you've started to notice the signs. You've felt the detachment, the inner conflict, the synchronicities. You've craved solitude and experienced glimpses of oneness. These signs are clear you're on the path of ascension. But now the question becomes, what's next? What do you do with this knowledge, with this awakening? Because ascension isn't just about you. It's about what you bring to the world. Here's the truth as a chosen one. Your journey isn't just about personal transformation. It's about collective transformation. You've been given this gift not to keep it to yourself, but to share it. To be a guide, a light, a reminder to others that they too can ascend. And that's where the real work begins. Because living the ascended life isn't just about feeling good or being at peace. It's about stepping into your role as a leader, a healer, a creator of the new world. But let me pause here and ask you something important. What does leadership mean to you? Does it mean standing in front of a crowd, giving speeches, and being in the spotlight? Or does it mean quietly leading by example through your actions, your energy, your presence? Because true leadership isn't about ego, it's about service. It's about showing up authentically and inspiring others to do the same. It's about being brave enough to live your truth, even when it scares you. Living the ascended life requires you to embody the lessons you've learned. That means practicing what you preach. It means aligning your actions with your values. It means choosing love over fear, even in the face of adversity. And let me tell you, it's not always easy. There will be days when you doubt yourself, when the weight of the world feels heavy, when the old patterns try to pull you back. But those are the moments that define you. Those are the moments when your light shines the brightest. One of the most powerful ways to live the ascended life is by embracing your role as a guide. And being a guide doesn't mean you have to have all the answers. It doesn't mean you need to be perfect or enlightened. It simply means being willing to share your journey, your wisdom, and your light with others. It means holding space for others to heal, grow, and awaken just as someone once held space for you. But here's the thing: you can't guide others if you're still hiding your light. You can't inspire others if you're still afraid to be seen. So let me ask you, where are you still holding back? Where are you still playing small? Be honest with yourself, because the world doesn't need a dimmed-down version of you. It needs the full, unapologetic, radiant you. Living the ascended life also means embracing your unique gifts. As a chosen one, you've been given talents, passions, and abilities that are meant to serve the greater good. Maybe you're a healer, an artist, a teacher, a creator. Maybe you're here to bring people together, to share knowledge, to spark change. Whatever your gifts are, they're not random. They're part of your purpose. And now is the time to use them. But let's be real, stepping into your purpose can feel overwhelming. You might wonder, what if I'm not ready? What if I fail? What if I don't know where to start? And that's okay. Those fears are normal. They're part of the process. But you don't have to have it all figured out. You just need to take the first step. And then the next. And then the next. Because purpose isn't something you figure out overnight. It's something you discover as you walk the path. And let me tell you, the path of purpose isn't always easy. It will challenge you. It will stretch you. It will ask you to grow in ways you never thought possible. But it will also fill you with a sense of meaning, joy, and fulfillment that nothing else can. Because when you're living in alignment with your soul's purpose, you're not just existing, you're thriving. You're alive. Another key aspect of the ascended life is service. As a chosen one, you're here to serve not in a self-sacrificing way, but in a way that uplifts and empowers others. Service doesn't mean putting others' needs above your own. It means recognizing that we're all connected, that when you lift others, you lift yourself. It means giving from a place of abundance, not lack. It means showing up with an open heart and a willingness to make a difference, no matter how small. But let me ask you, how are you serving right now? How are you contributing to the collective awakening? It doesn't have to be something grand or dramatic. It could be as simple as being kind to a stranger, sharing your story with a friend, or creating something that inspires others. Because every act of service, no matter how small, creates ripples. And those ripples can change the world. Living the ascended life also means staying grounded. As you rise into higher states of consciousness, it's easy to feel disconnected from the physical world. But ascension isn't about escaping reality, it's about bringing your higher self into reality. It's about integrating your spiritual knowledge into your everyday life. It's about finding balance between the earthly and the divine. So how do you stay grounded while ascending? By staying present. By connecting with your body, your breath, and the earth. By embracing the beauty of the physical world, the taste of food, the warmth of the sun, the sound of laughter. By remembering that you're not here to transcend life, you're here to live it fully, deeply, and authentically. Finally, living the ascended life means trusting the journey. Ascension isn't a destination, it's an ongoing process. There will always be new layers to uncover, new challenges to face, new lessons to learn. And that's a beautiful thing, because it means you're always growing, always expanding, always evolving. So let me ask you one last question. Are you ready to embrace the journey? Are you ready to live fully, love deeply, and rise boldly into the person you were always meant to be? Because the world is waiting. Your time is now. You are ascending. You are transforming. You are becoming. And in doing so, you are lighting the way for others to do the same. Take a deep breath, chosen one. This is just the beginning. Let your light shine. Let your soul rise. The world is ready for you.